making some kebabs today. It's Sunday. We're gonna keep it easy, light. And speaking of light, we get some light on the subject here real quick. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody can hear and see me okay. If you can hear and see me okay, please hit the like button. We'll go ahead and get started. Okay. Rick, how are you? Can you hear and see me okay? If you can, please hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Can't hear and see. All right, great. There we go. That's all we need. Good to see you, buddy. Glad you could show up today. Hang out while we have some fun doing some stuff. We're gonna make some kebabs. First off, though, we're gonna bring over the star of the show. And no, it's not the Beagle. It is this right here. This is what we will be using today. This is the Lodge Chef's Griddle. Now, they make a bunch of different ones. This is the 19.5. And when they say, if you decide, like, say you want to order one offline, and you see the sizes of them. When they do these sizes, they go from handle to handle. They don't go by the cooking surface. So the cooking surface is just a little over, I think it's 17.5 or 17.25. But with the entire length of the handle, you got a 19-inch. Now the Pro series, this is the Chef series. And the Pro series is a 1/2 inch bigger. So that's the only real difference. They also have a really cool little channel on the side there. We'll get that up a little farther out of the comments section. Move the chicken off to the side just a mere second so you guys can see these. See that just a little bit better. Kyle, what's up, buddy? How are you? Good to see you. Happy Sunday. Again, I'll get connected over here to the comments section on the monitor. There we go. All set. So anyway, yeah, it has a nice big channel. I really like using these because it does have the channel on it. It's kind of like using like a griddle or something, say restaurant style. It's pretty darn big. And the griddle side has the same thing. It has that nice channel for the grease catch, which is also nice if you do use these to have a little turkey baster or something to kind of get the grease, to kind of extract the grease out of there and everything. But these are really nice. They're not, I can't remember how much they are because I actually got this one, I believe, at a garage sale for $5. I think so. But everybody knows I'm a big fan of griddles. That's because they're just one of the most useful things in the cast iron world as far as I'm concerned. I'm not too big on the grill grates, but cleaning the grill grates. But speaking of cleaning the grill grates, if you're ever at the grocery store or you're checking out the Lodge section at, say, like you're on the website and you're checking around for, your shopping Lodge, and you see this little thing here, and you're wondering, what the heck does that do? It is a scraper, but one of the cool things about this is that these are specially designed when you buy a Lodge, because Lodge is like the Garanimals of all cookware. It actually fits right onto the inside, and I'll turn it so you can see it. But it fits directly on top of that so that you can scrape. Now it will melt, so don't use it when it's hot. But when you're cleaning it at the very end, you can scrape in between the grates and clean your grates. It makes it really easy to clean up. The other side is for the double plays. This also works with the Sportsman grills. It works with the kickoff grills. I've never had a cook it all, so I don't know how that. I would imagine it fits on there as well. But for the double play, that's what you would use. It doesn't fit on this, but it fits on the other side of the double play grills, which I think is kind of that's pretty cool for like $250, and it makes cleaning these so much easier. Scrapes right off. So if you ever see those at the lodge, on the lodge website, or at the grocery store, or Walmart's or Myers or any place like that, then that's what those are for. But anyway, I thought I'd just kind of show that because I had one laying around. Anyway, let's check the comment section and see what's going on. Whenever I make pancakes or hash browns, I like a big breakfast and have guests. Otherwise, I have a half-size one from Lodge. Oh, roger that. I gotcha. Yes, these Garanimals, Tommy Hilfiger, all those things that sort of interchange, intermatch. But yeah, that's one of the things I really, and I say it all the time, one of the things I really dig about Lodge is that all their stuff goes together. So if you find something, it's my birthday, Saturday, March 28th, 29, turning 17 this week. Well, happy early birthday. Happy early birthday, because today is what, the 22nd. Today's the 22nd. I do know that. But I'm gonna set that off back onto the stove. And the other nice thing about this thing is it's got the different handle sizes. The handles are curved, right? And you probably wonder why that is. There's another cool thing. When you, like today we were doing shish kebabs. When you're doing kebabs and things like that, you can set your handle down off to the inside of that, and it stays low as to where, like, or if you need it, and once you put everything into there, the thicker stuff, you can just set. It'll just sit right on top of there like that. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. It's got that little recessed part so you can set things right there and the handle doesn't get in the way. All right. So anyway, let's move this out of the way and get this heated up so we can get started. I'm going to start today with, I'm going to make Hawaiian chicken skewers, and then after I get that out of the way, we're going to make regular shish kebabs. We'll make the beef ones as well. So yeah, happy early birthday, Sassy. Good to see you. I hope you have a great birthday. Any plans? Are you going to do anything? Anything in particular? So here we got about a pound of chicken. About a pound of chicken right there. And we got our vegetables over here. Let me finish rinsing those off. This morning kind of got away from me. I was out. I actually went out and I was hunting cast iron this morning at a couple antique shops, and I was a little later than I thought I was going to be. So let's get started. So we got about a pound of chicken breast. Already cut that up. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to let's grab a different container so we can do this off to the side a little bit. This is going to pour right on top of it, but I think I want to save just a little bit of this for the marinade to do separately, so I can baste if I need to. But yeah, so we're going to do a Hawaiian chicken skewer, and if time allows, then we'll break out and we'll do another, like a beef one. If everyone could hit like and subscribe, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. So we're going to do this in equal parts. For the most part, everything here is going to be essentially equal parts. So we're going to start with 1/2 cup. Actually, I don't have that much. I'm just going to do 1/4 cup. Let's do 1/4 cup of soy sauce. And then we're going to do 1/4 cup of pineapple juice. There we go. Set the pineapple juice off to the side because, ironically, I wanted pineapple juice with my breakfast this morning. So I already had the pineapple juice. I didn't have to get that. So we got that. And then we're going to throw in just about 1/2 teaspoon of sugar into that. Just about 1/2 teaspoon. What do we got here? Let me take these glasses. I still have not even think about it. I got my driving glasses on. Okay. So 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Throw that into there. we're going to grab and do about the same amount. We're going to do the same amount of garlic. Garlic. There we go. Put it back on that so I don't knock it over. We're going to. Oh, I missed what Sassy was going to do for her birthday. Dang it. I was sitting there looking. Gonna hang out with some friends and post on YouTube. Oh, that sounds like a good time. Throw a little bit of dry pepper flakes in there. Should have taken the top off. But I don't want that much. I was afraid I'd spill it. And then we're also going to throw in, if you've got fresh ginger and fresh garlic. I did have garlic paste, I thought, in my refrigerator, but I did not. So now we're going to throw, make sure, ginger. And then 1/2 teaspoon of ginger into there. All right. And just a smidge of, if I can find it, molasses. Just a little bit. This is going to be really sweet, so just warning you ahead of time. But just a drizzle of molasses in there. Just a drizzle. Little molasses goes a long way. That's going to be it. That's all we need. All right, cool. Who we got here? Yeah, okay, sorry, it says party. Yeah, 100%. All right, so let me get the mini whisk. Get the whisk out, and we'll whisk this up. And we're going to save about half of this back. About half. We're going to throw about half of this on there, and let the marinade, let it sit on there. Well, that smells really good. Smells good already. Where's my drink? Thirsty. And give that a taste. Oh yeah, nice. I think I'm gonna throw just a smidge of teriyaki in there. It seems like it would be really sweet, but it doesn't taste really sweet. So we'll just drop just a touch of teriyaki in there to sweeten it up just a little bit. And there we go. There we go. All right, cool. That part's done. And out of the way. Got our marinade done. Pour that on there. There we go. Let's see. Tastes like nitrite. What does? Every day is a party with the Beegs. Yeah. The Beegs have been really, really super good. Like all weekend long. She's been so good that last night she got her own piece. She got a slice of pizza. she was like, I cut it up, of course, but she was digging on it. She was loving her pizza. She had cheese and pepperoni last night. She was digging it. Maybe having like Oreo cupcakes at my party birthday. Oh, that sounds really good. Oreo, anything's always good. I just had Oreo. I'm trying to think of what Oreo. We had Oreo Good Humor bars the other day. Those were really, really good. I'm a big fan of the Good Humor bar. You can never go wrong with a Good Humor bar, no matter what flavor it is. Okay, so we'll let that sit off to the side. And then we're going to bring over our next thing as we let that sit and marinate over there. Because there's going to be doing a little something different. Move this out of the way. Bring the cutting board over. And we are going to add this. This is what we're going to use for our with our marinade. We're going to use a pineapple. We're going to use some fresh pineapple for that. So we'll start out with that. We'll get that cut up. Actually, I'll get the peppers and the onions cut up first. No, I'll do this first. I will do this first. It's going to be juicy though. There we got that piece. This piece. That piece there. And just take these edges off. There we go. I need to get one of those little corer deals. I eat a lot of pineapple. And to have one of those little corers would be nice. You know what I'm talking about? Where it just like goes down into the center. And pineapple makes great compost. It really does. And we'll cut these up about 1 inch or so. In my school, we make homemade food. Oh, you do? Very cool. Like what? Oh, Bob the Builder. What's going on, buddy? Good morning. Good Sunday morning to you. Right now, pineapples were dirt cheap too. When I got pineapples the other day, I got two and they were $2, like all together. That was kind of nice. Usually they're kind of expensive here. And these are really fresh. I mean, for Ohio pineapples, they're pretty fresh. Let's see, we'll cut that center out. Cut the core piece out. There we go. Nice. Cut these down just a little bit. Down at Mom's today. Oh, cool. Very cool. Tell Mom we all said hello. Cut these in about 1 inch pieces. But I don't want to make them too thicker than the chicken, because you want the chicken to like sort of sit on there. I want the chicken to be able to like touch the griddle. So we'll cut up a little bit. Another piece. Most of it's just to snack on while I'm waiting on that grill to heat up. That's mine. I hope so. Oh, okay, good. There we go. There we go. All right. These down just a little bit. Let me keep them maybe squared up a little bit. Plus, I don't mind the snack. Get rid of that piece. Let's see. All right. Little plate, put that on. Take the plate for that one, and I'll store that here in just a little bit. That should be plenty, I would imagine. And then we'll have that. That'll be smoothie. That'll be smoothie material later. Too bad I don't have a nice bottle of rum. That would be really good. That'd be good in some rum. That'd be nice. That would be delicious. Make a nice painkiller. Ooh, that'd be good. I didn't even think about that. I know when I go to Trader Vic's, that is the first thing I'm getting. Is a nice, delicious painkiller with the tiki bar. All right. Set that part off to the side. We'll wipe that off. Move that, and I'll rinse the cutting board off. that rinsed off. Go. All right. I haven't seen our buddy Greg Hart yet this morning. Mini cheesecake slices and chicken wings. Philly steak cheese sandwiches, homemade. I remember we made mini cheesecake slices, chicken wings. Well, we made here, because I've made every single thing that you just named off. Down in Miami today. Oh, you're in Miami today? That's pretty cool. Hey, folks. Got stuck at work. Oh, working on a Sunday. Man, that does suck. That does suck. Nobody wants to work on Sundays. Let's see, Dr. Crazy Razor Experience. Y'all need some what? Hatbur. I don't know what a Hatbur is. I have no idea what the Hatbur is. No clue. So I guess I really don't think I need it. if I don't know what the hell it is, I guess I don't. That's pretty funny. Yeah, you need that. No, I don't think we do. No. Okay, I get our pepper sliced open. There we go. You need something that nobody's ever heard of, ever. Let's see. Reinforcements have arrived. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the comment section can get a little sketchy at times. Not always, not very often, but occasionally they do get a little sketchy. So we'll just put these sections off. Those will be nice. Those will actually fit on this. Hopefully they fit on the skewers. That's the biggest, in my experience making shish kebabs, the hardest thing to do is to get things to stay on the shish kebab as long as it's cooking. Yeah, I remember the chicken wings. Yeah, absolutely. And those were so good. I'm so glad that it's yesterday I was out, we had the weather here today. If my patio wasn't such a complete mess because I'm out cleaning my patio, doing the spring clean on my patio, I had the patio door shut, but it was absolutely beautiful here last night, and it is absolutely beautiful here again today. Absolutely gorgeous. It's going to be 82. It's already pretty warm here in the kitchen, and I cannot wait to get my lunch done and go back outside and enjoy this morning. It was great. While I was out running around this morning, and people were sitting outside on the patios. I had an espresso out on the patio in Wapak, Ohio this morning at, I never get that place right. I always want to say it's called Bread Needs, but it's not called Bread Needs. Oh, the Rolling Pin in Wapak, Ohio. I had a croissant and an espresso. I was feeling all European. It was pretty nice. Crazy expert. Oh, I meant Hainer. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I could use some Hainer. That would be great. You know what's funny is I was sitting here the other day because I'm going to go to Hainer this week during the day, and I just happened, which I was going to wear my Hainer shirt today, but I just had the card out so I could call and make a reservation so I could go down to the Hainer distillery this week, and I've got a couple things I want to pick up. I was just doing that. Okay, so we've got that part done. Let's get our onions cut up. Oh, let's see, because the where is my onion? There I did. There we go. Got half of that. There we go. And I'm just going to use these as I go. I'm not even going to cut them up anymore. I'm just going to let it sit and hang out because those are already done. Mom said hi to everybody. That's cool. We used to have a radio guy that I would listen to in the afternoons to get like the traffic reports and stuff. The Cincinnati radio guy, and he would always ask everybody. He was like, "Hey, how's Ma now?" Like anytime anybody called, like he would when you called in and talked to him, he'd be like, "Yeah, it's Frank." You know what? Rick from California. He would just be, "How's?" As soon as he said hello, he'd be like, "Hey, how's Ma now?" Which is kind of something we say around here. How's Ma now? Okay, so anyway, so that's the extent of that stuff that we need. And I'm gonna just get, I don't even need that big of a bowl. I'm just gonna use one of my normal bowls for this stuff. And then I've got my mushrooms over there. I think we are gonna go ahead, we'll go ahead and cut the steak. I think we are gonna make a steak to go on. We'll get a steak to go along with that. We'll make, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So we'll grab the mushrooms. Yeah, we'll cut a little bit of, cut some beef up, and we'll just see how far that gets us. Because shish kebabs, man, they're kind of deceiving a little bit. It might seem like a lot, but it's, once you break it off there, it's not. Griddle is starting to, I can smell the griddle going. Let's see, Handsome Stone, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. You we'll be using your jam this week for unscheduled pop-up video. So I've got some fun stuff that I want to do with the jam and marmalade that you sent me, because it's really just burning a hole in my cupboard. I really want to eat it. I actually got peanut butter. I went out. I'm not a big peanut butter person, but I did go out and get peanut butter today. Just so we could use your jam. What's the vanilla bourbon one? Without getting into my cupboard and looking at all the different flavors, but there was one. It's like the vanilla bourbon, blueberry, blackberry. I'm wanting to really try that one out. So we got a New York strip here we're going to trim up. Beagle. Beags, where you at? Got some work to do. Let's just trim that off real quick. Here, come here. There you go. Let's trim that fat off the edge. There you go. I'd love some 55 degree. Yeah. Smoked blackberry vanilla bourbon. Yeah. That's eating a hole. That's eating a hole in the in my cupboard right now. So do about 1-inch pieces. Go ahead and there we go. I don't know if I'll need a whole steak, but need my slice in that. I need my slice in that for all this. I can feel the heat off that griddle. That's gonna be good and hot. Get some sizzle going on that. I've got a spot out in the yard. I was thinking yesterday, what I need to do is I need to put like some brick down so we can set the like the sportsman grills and the kickoff grills and do some live streams out in the yard this summer. Okay, this should be just about right. I'm going to cut them down too much. Honey, my birthday is going to be 55. What state are you in? Where are you at? Sassy good? that up just a little bit. Let's get some more light in here. There we go. Okay, so that's good to get a bowl down for that. For our steak pieces, and we'll go ahead and season them up as well. Get those in here. There we go. Gary Burbank, that's the guy I was trying to think of. If anybody's like an old radio, like a radio guy from back in the day, Gary Burbank. Gary Burbank was one of the funniest guys the radio has ever produced. He did so many characters, so many voices. Gilbert and Arlie at the sports show. Let's see. What else we got? We got some other folks jumping in. Oh, Girl Dad, where are we at here? I don't have my I took my glasses off. Girl Dad cooking. Took my glasses off so I could. My glasses are cool for seeing, but they're not great for up close, and I don't like to have them on when I'm cutting because it kind of screws me up. So we got our tomatoes, got our mushrooms, got our onions in there. So now let's go ahead and we'll throw everything pretty much together. Grab another cutting. Oh, we got to season up that beef. That's what I was going to do. Season beef. Getting a little ahead of myself. This is going pretty quick. Yes, I am from the United States. Is USA America. Okay. Girl Dad cooking up deliciousness. That's a good one. I was a girl dad. I am a girl dad. I would not was. I am. We're gonna keep this fairly simple. A little bit of garlic pepper or garlic powder. Some salt. Some salt and some white pepper on there. I'm not going to Worcestershire sauce. I'm not feeling Worcestershire sauce today. We'll just kind of dry. We'll just do like a dry seasoning on there. I'm not feeling any kind of sauce for this. Just your basics. Keep it dry. Get a good sear on it. Lily, what's going on? How are you? Hey to Minkster. The Minkster is at a butterfly exhibit today in Michigan. She's watching, they're releasing butterflies into, from, I don't know, whatever part of Michigan that she's in today, but she's watching them release all these butterflies into the wild. That's what she's out doing. That's pretty cool. I think that's kind of neat. But that's what she's got going on. And you could have it, that's a pretty cool day. I know when we go to the Cincinnati, we've been to the Cincinnati Zoo a couple times, and there's a butterfly exhibit. They have this wild, you go into the thing, and you have to be really careful of how you go in and out of the room. But you go in and out, and it's a huge room. It's like a auditorium almost. And you go in, and there's just butterflies everywhere. That's just all there is. It's just butterflies and everything, all kinds of them, just kind of floating around doing butterfly stuff. It's actually really cool. Let's see how many of these shish kebabs we get. We'll start with the chicken ones, the Hawaiian chicken, and then we'll go to the beef one next. Let me move that stuff out of the way. Get that all close. Let me flip that thing around. There we go. Let's see, nothing much, just got done cooking. I don't know what that is. Oh, biscuits and gravy and noodles. Cabbage and carrots. Oh, that sounds pretty good. I would have been down for some of. I would have been down for a little bit of that, for sure. Let's do these on the big skewer. And get. Let's set up these peppers. We'll go ahead and do that before I get my hands all chickened up. And if I need to cut more peppers, I will. These are gonna be really pretty. They're gonna look neat. They'll have a good aesthetic to the look, which I'm down for that. Some of the tomato and some of the onion for that as well. There we go. Hopefully these don't split. I might have to end up cooking up a little more of, or cutting up a little more of the onion than we already have. I think if there's anything else. Okay, so let's get this together. I am going to oil. I should oil that. We'll just use a little bit of avocado to oil that skewer up. There we go. So they slide and don't stick. Get a little, as Greg Hart likes to say, get a little lube on that. You know what I'm talking about. I'm like, no, I never know what he's talking about. Okay, so here we go. Piece of chicken. Some onion. Or I could have put that on twice. There we go. All right. I think we are going to have to end up cutting up a little bit more. Cutting up a little bit more onion on there. Pineapple. And doing things in order has never like been my forte. And pepper. I think it needs a lot more chicken on there. We should do like every other piece. Ooh, that's a big piece of chicken. And that's pepper. A little bit more chicken. If not, I'm going to have about 35 skewers to do if I don't start putting some chicken on here. Make sure that's down. We'll put pepper in there. I watched my dad go fishing yesterday. Chase was tired Saturday. And I haven't been fishing. Man, I haven't been fishing since oh my gosh, it's been 2 years since I've been fishing. Need some more pineapple on there. There we go. There's one. Set that right there. Then I'm going to use these other little ones. Might have not even needed the steak. Might have been a mistake to cut the steak up. More chicken. And just do straight up kebabs. Meat sticks. I could have just done meat sticks. Should we get the pineapple next to the chicken? Some more green pepper on there. Some more chicken. There we go. And then I like to use the onion to keep them all together. And I think we'll do one that's just going to be space it just a little bit so they have room to cook. Got to give them just a little space so everything can cook. You want to crowd the plate. And I think this next one we'll just do a skewer with just chicken and pineapple. There we go. Chicken, pineapple, chicken. There we go. Man, that sauce smells really good. I should be saying that. Living in Mind brings to mind Homer Simpson by Rick and Greg. I'm going to go head out of here. All right, Sassy, hit the like button on the way out. And I know you're subscribed. And we will see you. All right, so we got these two. So we're done with that. I'm going to put a little pineapple on the end. Space it a smidge right there. And that'll be it. me take that off of there real quick. I want to do this. I want to do that different. So I'm going to put that pepper in there. There we go. These are a lot smaller. And then we'll use that other bigger skewer to do the steak one. There we go. And a little bit of pineapple. So we used up all of our stuff. There we go. You guys hear the dog out there barking? That neighbor dog barks all the time. Yeah, have a great birthday. And we will see you next week. Come in and tell us all about it. What all you did. There we go. Okay, cool. So we got that part done. We're done with the sauce. And it's a shame to not use, well, we'll just rinse the tomato off. We don't need that tomato. Okay. We use that one for the steak. There we go. Set that off to the side. We'll get down another plate and we'll do our steak. We'll do our steak one. The steak one's going to be mostly steak. I'm not too worried about the other stuff, except for the mushrooms. She likes to bark at the neighbors. Sounds like I'll tell you, yeah, this dog, I got up at 5 o'clock and I had two bottles and a can sitting right here on the counter. And I wanted to put them in the recycling bin outside. And I gently placed them. I opened the lid and gently placed them. I didn't throw them in there or anything. Gently placed them in there. And as soon as I did, 5:05 this morning, the dog's yapping, just going crazy. It was like, man. And the thing of it is, it only barks. It barks at everybody it knows. That's the weird thing. I mean, I could understand if it was like if I was new, if there were new people all the time, but it could be anybody, and you could come out of your door all day long, and that dog would bark at you. Okay. Yes, that anything moves. Yeah, this is like anything that ever thought about moving. It's like this dog barks at wind. So let's see here. Bring the beef over. Move these out of the way, off to the side, and we'll do the beef ones. So we'll start off with some pepper. Pepper, tomato, mushroom. There you go. Because with these, I got to make sure that I put enough on there, or, you know what I mean? Like, I got to have enough room to, so it can sit onto the griddle, right? There we go. And our steak. Let's see. Some more pepper, another tomato. I don't need a ton of tomato. I'd rather have the mushroom than the tomato, to be honest. Oh, Fuzz came in. Good morning, Fuzz. How are you? Good to see you. And steak. That's not much steak. I don't think I need, man, that's not much steak on there. And we'll throw another pepper on the end. It's like 2 pieces of steak. Come on. I think we'll just make another one. We'll just make it one that's just like a stick, meat stick. There we go. And just peppers. And some onion. There we go. And then we'll just make one that's just nothing but steak. Do that split. That's what I hate when they break. That's what I was talking about earlier. There we go. Okay, we got that one. And we'll just do a meat one that's fairly meat heavy. Oh, mushrooms. I'll leave mushrooms off of yours. How about that? Oh, we don't put mushrooms on yours. What's that? That's you cooking on the no, I'm doing you missed it when we came in. I've got a big griddle on the stove and we're gonna do everything on the griddle over there, right across the way. Ooh, I need to cut that. I'm gonna trim that fat cap off there because there's a little dog running around that will like that piece. Throw that on the griddle and see how everything's going. Get a little fat back there rendering on that. Should have broke out the bigger. I've got two other big skewers. I should have broke those out. Should have brought those with me. And then we'll put an onion on the end of this one. One of the onions. There we go. And one of these, the mushroom on the end. There we go. Okay, cool on that. And then the rest, we'll just throw meat on that stick. And there we go. Yeah. Yeah, we got a really big griddle back there. One of the Lodge Pro Series, the Chef Series. That's what we're going to be using. We'll be using for all that. There we go. Okay, so we've got those, and we've got the chicken ones over there. So let me throw some. Let's bring you guys over to the stove, and we'll go ahead and get started. We'll throw these on there. I'm not going to make any side dishes or anything like that. We're just gonna. I think that's funny. Got the meat and the vegetables all taken care of. So there we go. Let's walk over that way. Bring the cords. Ooh, I gotta take one of the cords off. Sorry. I would have probably stabbed my fingers 30 or 40 times by now. Yeah. I can see how that would happen. But I haven't. I didn't. If Val was here, she would be saying how she's worried that everybody would stab their fingers. Oh, my light went off. Sorry, guys. There we go. Back on. Put some light back on the subject here. All right, so let's throw everything on there and get some gloves because I got to handle the chicken fat. And we'll get some, like I always do, I always save the fat back after I trim everything, and that'll help grease the griddle. I need to get a bigger kitchen so I can, man, I'll tell you what, I need a bigger, that's one thing about my place. Every room in my place is like, I honestly think it's like the perfect size, except for my kitchen. My kitchen's really small. It's not big. That's why I picked up that island so that I had more storage in places too. Because it was really hard. I know a lot of folks that initially saw this, that you haven't always been hanging out here with us on Thursdays and Sundays, but I did everything right on that cupboard over there, and it was just so small. Shelves on wheels. Yeah, that's kind of what. And it's funny when I got the island and I put the island together. I initially thought that the island had wheels on it, and I had it I got it all put together and everything else, and then realized that it only had wheels on one side because it's got a retractable table in it, so I can nice grill marks to get on there. It's got a retractable table, so if I have people in the kitchen hanging out, then I can just break out the table comes out of the side. And if there's nobody here, then I can just push it back in and it's out of my way, which is also nice. All right, we'll get some of the. Oh, of course, I left the cooking spray on the other side. We'll get that fat rendered up under there. And we'll start putting everything on it. Heating that up for a while, that really did. That seemed to help everything out. Let's see how this does. These will take about 10 to 15 minutes each, because I want to make sure I get these up to temperature. Once I get the Beagle snacks heated up. There we go. Oh yeah, that's already getting everything's getting a nice sear on it. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, these griddles, and it's got that nice channel for the grease to run on. And what I use is I just keep a kind of a turkey baster off to the side. And if it gets too full, I just hit it with the turkey baster and bam, everything's out of the way. Covers both burners, yes. Yes, it covers both burners. We got our got the dog snacks over here. Let me get the little bowl I had for those. So when those are done, we can just set those off to the side. There we go. And yeah, these come in, there's a lot of different, I have the other one over, I have another Lodge griddle called the Double Play, which is just really square, and it's just like this one. And, but it doesn't have the big channels on it like that one. I use the Double Play, I use it for on my grill, when I need a flat surface on my grill. On the grill that is still out there, but I'm taking it apart to be able to send it to the recycling center. So that's where it's going to end up, in the recycling center. Okay, these are done. These have served their purpose. They've got the griddle kind of oiled up, and the dog will get those eventually. So here, we'll set that onto there. Let me space that out just a little bit. There's a little more room to play than I thought. There we go. There we go. Cool. And then we'll throw the other ones on there. And these on there. And we'll throw that tomato on there and cook that up while we're sitting there. I think that looks nice. I love how Shish Kabobs look. Like when you're cooking them, it just looks all, I don't know, fun. It's a fun thing to cook. And I've really been wanting some summer food. I'm about winter food out. I've had it with it. There's nothing else I want. Don't want any more winter food for a while. Let's see, the store shelves in another room close to the kitchen. Yeah, I thought about putting, to make more room in my kitchen, to get a smaller rack in here to put cast iron on, and then putting another rack in a hallway on the other side of my kitchen. There's a hallway that leads down to all the other rooms, or some of the other rooms, and I thought about putting a rack in there and then putting a bigger rack with a cast iron back to there. I thought that would work out okay. Let me get a brush so I can brush some of this marinade on there while it's cooking. Maybe. See how that turns out. But I'll have them here just in case I want them. There we go. All right. Check to see what's going on in the comment section. Let's see. Mark said hello. Hi, Mark. How are you? Throw in some extra onion, peppers. Make yourself some fajitas for dinner. Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't You know, that was one thing on my way out of town, back home this morning. I did stop at the store. I should have got fajita shells while I was there. I do want to try and make them. I did pick up, I was at the butcher shop yesterday, and I did pick up about 5 pounds of tallow. And I thought about making, instead of using lard to make fajitas, I thought about using tallow to make it. So that's sort of on the agenda. So I might end up making fajitas this week. But I need one of those cool. It'd be fun to have a fajita press that I do not have. Let's get a little more heat on this. Get this heat going. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. See how these are looking? Let's give them a turn. Give them a spin. No stick so far. Digging that. Ooh, that's not hitting. Yeah, it is. There we go. Make sure that hits. Oh yeah, those are looking nice. Look at that. You guys see that okay? Yeah, those are looking really, really good. Move that down just a little bit so you guys can see it a little bit better. It's not like I'm in the picture. There we go. Yeah, it looks nice. I'll take that. Move that plate. Don't need the plate anymore. Oh yeah. Boy, that smells so good. That is smelling great. Smells like summer. Smells like something like you would eat at the beach. I hear that sizzle. Yeah, you gotta love the sizzle. Honey J's Sizzle Rama. Yeah, there you go. You know, we'll let those sit there for a minute. I do have one extra mushroom. I got a couple extra mushrooms. We'll throw those on there just to kind of say we did it. And that one that's split, throw those on there too. Just keep it lively. In the sense of letting them sit off to the side doing nothing. That's what I'm doing. I'm just sitting off to the side doing nothing. Grab a drink. New eatery. Yeah, thanks. Thank you very much. A lot of people hitting the old like button today. What have we got about? Let's see. If you cover the food with aluminum foil, it'll cook faster. Oh yeah. Yeah, you put a little 10 on it. It's pretty hot. I don't want it seems like when I do stuff like that though, with this kind of thing, or anything like that, it ends up running over and making more liquid into the channels. When I'm trying to keep the channel from filling up, or I have to break out the baster, which I really don't want to break out the baster. Put these on their side. Make sure, give it a turn here. Oh yeah, that is looking good. And and the other thing I have right behind me, I've got a couple meat presses. So if I really need some stuff there, I can throw the meat press on top. So I might have to end up doing that piece on the end is not wanting to cook. Which I was kind of afraid of when I was thinking about doing this, as opposed to doing it on the grill. Get back here, you get on here. As opposed to doing it instead of doing it on the grill, because I was afraid it would heat up unevenly. I'm kind of running into that a little bit, but we will persevere. And let it get going. Let's see. I see you have a few bottles of oil. I'm just curious, what kind of oils do you use? Yeah, there's avocado, there is olive oil, and then there's grapeseed in the back. And then I use a lot of beef tallow as well. That's another one that I use quite a bit. That's over there in a container off to the side. I do use a lot of beef tallow. But I was afraid with as hot as this was that it would smoke. I was actually gonna use beef tallow for this. Yeah, those are looking good. Keep going, keep turning. Oh yeah, those look nice. Those are looking good. I will take that. I will take that. Well, what do you use? Do you use about the same thing, Mark? Oil of Olay is my favorite. Yeah. Keeps your a lot of people use tallow on their face. They say that works. I've never. Pretty plain Jane when it comes to what I do with that. But I'm sure nobody's interested in how I clean my face. Especially not me. Yeah, these are doing pretty darn good. Let me move that pineapple over to the side. It's keeping that one piece of chicken from wanting to sit on the grill, on the griddle part. So is this onion. The onion's doing the same thing, holding my chicken down. Come on, my chicken needs some freedom. You can't be holding the chicken back. Same thing with that piece. There we go. Ooh, yeah. These smell so good. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm pretty hungry. Like I said, I got up at 5, and then I made a 3-egg cheese omelet and some coffee so far today. But that's all I've had. And that was at 5:30. And today is my cheat day, which I dig cheat days because normally it's one meal a day. But Sundays, I don't care. I just eat whenever I feel like it. And whatever I feel like. Whatever comes in to be. Let's see. We're mainly interested in how you feed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nobody cares about my skincare routine, which is pretty pretty basic. But I do have one. I think everybody should have a way to take care of your face. I will say, I would tell you what it is. The spray that I put on my face before I go to bed, but I can't think of what it's called. I don't know what it's called. Let's see, flip this over. That flipped around. Look at that one. The tongs in on this. Because some of them are sitting weird. This is where the grill would be really cool for this because you'd have the flames shooting up, and the flames do a lot of the work when it comes to these kind of meals. But it's said like basically here we've got 50% chance of rain all day. But it's beautiful out right now. But what it could be like in the next 30 minutes is anybody's guess. So, because I really did think about breaking out one of the, because I've got a bunch of cast iron grills. I've got a couple kickoff grills, and I've got the Sportsman grill. And I've got another Sportsman grill on its way. I've got one of the Mallard, one of the Wildlife Series grills on its way. It will be here eventually, someday. I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. I use a lot of coconut oil cold pressed organic. You use olive oil. A 3/8 cheese omelet. Start your day. Oh man, it just rolled by. And then my monitor. Yeah, sorry, Mark, your comment just rolled past me. Something about the omelet. Actually use a little bit of this olive grapeseed olive oil. And that'll kind of roll down. That'll roll down just a little bit. Keep the griddle. But these take, like I said, these take about 15 to 20, they take about 15 minutes. Oh, that piece fell off. A little space in there. Move that piece up. Move this piece up. Oh, that piece fell off. Oh well. Put that back on this end. Need 2 tongs. 2 tongs. Got a set of tongs here. Put that on that side. There we go. There we are. It's back in action. Speaking of back in action, movie. I think that was one of his movies. Something action. Rest in peace, Chuck Norris. That's unfortunate. He was one of the good ones. And that guy's been around forever. I mean, I've got some old Bruce Lee movies, and he was in those back in the what, 60s, 70s. Yeah, those back then. Checking the temperature on these. See if we can speed this up just a little. Then speed up just a pinch. Get some heat on that. Let me get my heat evened up a little bit. Yeah, man, Chuck Norris Chuck Norris was great, man. Trying to think which one it was. Was it? I think it was Enter the Dragon. Enter the Dragon is the one that he was in. Which also had, if I remember correctly, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in that as well. That was a cool thing about 70s movies, man. You could get like, they just had the craziest combinations of people that were in their movies. Now, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, all in one movie. That's pretty cool. Let's get a temp on these. See where we're at. Ooh, we're right there. Pretty close. 160. That's saying 160. I don't want to take the temperature of the skewer. That one's 145. That's a big piece. Flip that back over around. Check the other side of it. It's only 135. 145. There we go. Anyway. But yeah, you have the craziest combinations of people in movies. And that's a perfect example of it. Yeah, he will be missed. Let's see, I think you're pulling my leg about Dr. brushing his teeth with olive oil. I use coconut oil on my teeth. You kind of like melt it a little bit, and then you, like once a week, I'd use coconut oil on my teeth. I've been doing that for about 10, 12 years. Give these a flip here in the back. Yeah, coconut oil is really good for your teeth and your gums. There we go. That's what we needed. We just need a little more heat. A little too low. This is the first time I've ever tried to do Kabobs indoors. Usually this is an outdoor kind of thing. I have to crack my window a little bit. I'm gonna get a little smoky. Turn the fan on. Turn that fan on some. Oh, my smoke detector's going off. But that's about what I want on that one. Let's check the temperature on this one in the back. Yeah, see, that's a little, that needs a little love back there. That's only 130. I do want my chicken to be at 165 at least. And we can always, once I get the steak on there, we can always throw the steak on there with it. Because I think these are up. Oops, shoot. This one in the center is probably finite. Yeah, that one. This one's done. Yeah, this back one's done. So let me grab a plate for that center one. The center one's finished. Let me get my plate down for that. For that one there. There we go. Alright. Get some of these vegetables that are done on there. I'm surprised I haven't gotten a comment about how the tomato is going to ruin the seasoning on my cast iron. That's always one that I get anytime I do tomatoes with anything on my cast iron. Even the enamel. I had somebody comment once that I was going to ruin the seasoning on my cast iron with the enameled cast iron. That kind of didn't really make a lot of sense, but people do believe that stuff. Let me give that a flip. Get that one. There we go. These are rounding third and heading for home. That's for certain. They just need a couple more degrees and then we'll go to the chicken. Or go to the beef. I mean, is that going to ruin your seasoning? Yeah, it's going to ruin my seasoning. That's why I did it. I put the tomatoes on there just to ruin my seasoning. Yeah, that one big piece right back there, it must not be getting much heat in the back, because that piece is like 130, 132. But then the piece up here is 154. Yeah, that must be a dead zone in the back. So we'll have to remember that. So we'll move it up here to this way a little bit. Flip this piece around. Get that flipped over. Yeah, there's a lot of, that's definitely a lot, definitely set up for the outdoors, but it's still going to be good. Still going to be good. Let's check the temperature on that piece. $156 for that one. There's not much chicken on there, really, on that piece. $159. Surprisingly, the center is the best spot, and that's in between the burners, which is kind of surprising, actually. There we go. Make sure we get that pepper out of the way. Some of that stuff's keeping it from touching. There we go. There we are. All right. Let's get one of the beef ones on here and get it going. There we go. Seems like a lot of food, but it's not going to be. That piece is mine right now. So you've got the comments down there I haven't seen yet. Yes, my dear, I heard baking soda is a little bit coarse and a bit of wear and tear on enamel. You know what I use to clean enamel when it gets really like rough and needs cleaning? I just use bleach. Just straight bleach right on there. That's all I use. And it works great. That chicken's really good. That's definitely going to be worth the wait. There we go. Let's get that middle spot. That middle spot, I thought on the burners would be the really, like, the good spot for that. But turns out the middle is the best, where there's no heat, or there's no burner in there. But it's rocking. let's move everything right there and go that direction. But those are really close. I mean, they're like just a couple degrees from being ready to go. Yeah, 152 and 152, 154. So those are pretty, these are pretty close. Okay, let's see what that one is. 149. Wow, that's surprising. Oh, it's probably because these are on the wood. Those are on wood skewers instead of the metal. The metal helps a lot to get them going. Add a little oil to the outside. Add a little bit of olive oil to it. There we go. Ooh, yeah. I can smell the olive oil. That smells really good. What's going on, Hazy? What are you up to today? Let's see. Yes, folks. Using chicken. Using a cast iron cure. Let's try using cast iron cure. Yeah, cast iron cure. Yeah, pick it up. Pick it up. It's available on eBay. Great for seasoning your cast iron. Avocado oil, grapeseed, and beeswax I get from about 7 miles from my house. Flip that around again. There we go. There we go. I'm surprised the smoke detector hasn't went off yet. It's gonna happen. That is gonna happen. Let's see. Yeah, that one spot, that one piece is not one to play ball for whatever reason. The tomato's done. I don't think we'll have near the problem with the beef as we do the chicken, because I only got to take the beef to 125, 130 maybe. So that's not even going to be an issue. Chicken is just but Hawaiian chicken sounded really good to me today. That was sort of one of those had to happen kind of deals. Old man is here. Yeah, old man with a pan. Yeah, he's here as well. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that steak's gonna go real quick. There we go. That one piece, that one edge there onto it. That's just one part. It doesn't want to stay and get cooked. See, it wants to keep flipping over that one side. There we go. See what we got. Yeah, 156. Those don't have very much longer to go. Just another flip. Yeah, man, that smells really. They smell so good. I'm ready to smash like right now, like 100%. Tear into it. I'm ready to go. See what the temperature is on the griddle. 400, 412, 425, 435. Yeah, 435 is the griddle temp. So that shouldn't take the steak long at all. That steak should be rocking. Got a couple little cold spots on here. But that's to be expected, trying to use the griddle to do one thing long. I like the griddles for like sandwiches, pancakes, that kind of thing, eggs in spots, as opposed to that kind of thing. I think this chicken's done. This has got to be. It just looks done. Yeah, 150, 157. Yeah, these are done. That one's done. We'll get that one off there. Plus they're going to sit and kind of still cook with that hot skewer in the middle. Okay, let's get a little, let's put the rest of these down on there. Because the beef ones are going to go pretty quick. There we go. Fit all those on there. Kabobs. Is Hazy still in here? Hazy. Hey, where Hazy lives, there in England, it's kebabs are a big deal. There we go. Those look pretty. There we go. They look nice. They may not be done, but they look great. They look amazing. Let's see. Quick, somebody open up a window. I know it's really getting. It is smoky. But it'd be nice if I turn the fan all the way up. You won't be able to hear anything. You'll just hear a fan, and that freaks Buzz out because he can't take loud noises. There we go. Look at that. Let that just sit and kind of hang out. Throw this other one on there. Get that one going. I'm going to come over here and enjoy some of these while that's cooking there in the back. Come over here and snack on some of those while those are roasting on the fire back there. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, those are done. That temperature gauge is lying to me. Definitely fibbing. Give that chicken a try. Oh man, that's good. That is tasty. Grab the fork. You get a little bit of that sauce. Oh, I've got my camera right in front of that. Oh well. We'll make do. Let's pour some of this cup. Try it out. That is really good. That sauce definitely, I kind of turn the chicken a little bit, or turn the steak. The pineapple's awesome. That pineapple is delicious. I might just take and come on. Gotta move the camera up just a little bit. Get a little view of back there as well. There we go. Don't split these too much. There we go. That was good. That piece back there. I think that one's going to be done as well. Pull that piece off. That one piece doesn't want to play ball, then it'll just hang off to the side. So I can get the rest of these things in there. And if you notice, I'm not getting any stick or anything like that whatsoever that most people complain about when it comes to cast iron. There's none of that sticking mess and everything. And the chicken was really still juicy. The vegetables all kept their They kept their crunch. Not bad at all. Yeah, that's not bad, man. That pineapple's awesome. Leave that sit and do its thing for a minute. That one piece. I need to try that one piece of steak turn there. It's not hitting that one piece of steak isn't hitting the grill. Like I said before, that's the one problem with doing these inside that I was kind of trying to avoid. I wanted to make sure that the everything was able to hit the grill. There we go. Flip. Put it up on its side there. Yeah, those are looking pretty good. I'll bring you guys back over this way. Get a good look at these. There we go. Let's see. I appreciate the fact that preparing food, I do as well, but sometimes they get a little bit warm and start to stick to the skin. Mine are just, yeah. My thing is when I take them off to change them, the biggest problem I have is like trying to put ones back on. Got to dry my hands real quick. Trying to keep my hands dry because then it's tough to get them back on. One piece. Might at some point get the press out. Yeah, and you know what's funny is a lot of people ask me why I do it. I think actually last week, either Thursday or last Sunday, somebody asked me why I wore the gloves. Those look good. I mean, the chicken ones are great, but I'm ready to start sampling a little beef myself. I'm gonna take that piece of chicken off. That one's done. And I'm gonna grab one of those skewers. I'm just gonna sit and grab one of the sticks and just kind of have that while I'm sitting here talking. If you're cooking over a flame or over a barbecue, you can put yourself on fire. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful with the gloves going like that, like checking the heat on your grill. For sure. And one of my favorite parts about shish kebabs, to be like a lot of people probably wouldn't think of, is I like the onion. That's the best, to me, that's one of the best parts, is the onion. Leave it flip. There we go. Yeah, those are looking really nice. Yeah, the onion, I think the onions are, on a shish kebab, it's like totally different than anything else. It just has the onion always has like a really unique flavor when you throw it onto a kebab. All right. Let's see. I used to barbecue steaks and chops several times a week for myself and family, but since I'm a vegetarian, I haven't touched a piece of meat in 35 years. Wow, that's a while. Nice job on it though, and you really haven't done. I compliment you, sir. Thank you so much. You could easily do a veggie version of this. Yeah, if you were so inclined. If you were so inclined, that would be 100%. There's a lot of things that's the thing. That's the thing about kebabs. I mean, you could make so many different things on it. You know, you're just really sticking meat on a stick or sticking any food, you know. Heck, the you know, most of the other kebab were vegetables. Just a little bit of chicken. That's not even, I don't know. I don't even know if that was like a whole pound of chicken. Maybe 3/4, half pound. Had to get a little something to drink. And to be really honest, if you would have just had the vegetables on there, that wouldn't have been a bad, I wouldn't have shied away from that one little bit. That back one's starting to get, once that one little piece that's sticking up on the end, you can kind of see some of these need flip like that way, as opposed to not just being turned over. They need to be flipped a certain direction. But it kind of sucks with these on the handles, because the handle's right there, and I'm trying to keep that off of the skillet or the griddle as much as I possibly can. Oh, that one's, yeah, that one's going to be done here in just 30 seconds or so, a minute. Check the temp. We'll take the temperature on that one. Let's see. Really have a wonderful day. Seriously, you're feeding chickens. Where are you from? Lily's in Florida. There's a little homestead in Florida where she raises chickens. Oh yeah, these are done. We'll just get a little sear on that side. We're actually over. That's 145, which is more than I wanted it to be. So we'll get the sear on the other side, and then in all intents and purposes, we could go ahead and pull that now. I think we will. Let's go ahead and pull that one. Let's pull that right off there. Easy. That one's done. And we'll just be down to and then there were 3. Kind of move that up just a little one. But I will have to remember that using wood sticks inside is not 100% as good. It doesn't work near as good as using the metal ones. Let's take these temperature here as well. Let's get a little heat on that one, because I need like 125, and that's 125, 135, and yeah, that one's 140. That one's 145. Yeah, this one's done, and they're still gonna cook a little bit. Ooh, that one looks nice. This one's just I've got on this one right here, if you can see it, I've made the green peppers too big for the thing. See how they're just kind of free turning on there. But let's give that another look. Yeah, 135 there. 140 here. 142 there. Yeah, that one's done. I'm cool with that. And they're gonna sit over there and kind of hang out. But yeah, that one there, I'll put a little oil on it, maybe get a little sear going. And I'll move that pepper out of the way. I'm about half tempted to take that pepper off. To see how the peppers are bigger. I was thinking that, but I didn't use my head on that particular one to get it where I needed to get it. All right, so we're done with all that. And we'll come back over here and we'll do some munching and check out how the steak came out. Rid of my gloves. Yeah. Let's take some of that. I'll do it with my fork. There it is. That came out perfect. And just just to tell you what I did, I used New York strip for that one. A lot of times I would use for a skewer or something like that, I would just use chuck. chuck roast or chuck steak, whatever you want to say. But they were actually at like the same, almost the same price when I got that. So there was no sense in getting the chuck when I could get the New York strips. Really, really good. I do gotta freshen up my drink here though. Bang, bang. That in there. Yeah, that's not bad at all. This came out really nice. And the chicken. The sauce is, like the marinade was really, really good. And it's so simple. It's just equal parts pineapple juice with soy sauce. I did throw in a little extra teriyaki because it seems like it's going to be sweet, but it's not as sweet as you think. And then you should use brown sugar, but I just used regular sugar, and then I put a little dab of molasses in it. And then turn the griddle off. Then I added a little bit of molasses to it, just a drizzle of that instead of the brown sugar. And then we did ginger, half teaspoon of ginger and half teaspoon of garlic, and that was it. And it's really good. Check out the comment section. Do you soak the wood? Yeah, I do when I smoke stuff on the grill. Even if it's just like the wood chips from the grocery store. But one of the nice things is, here at my house, my trees are oak, walnut, and mulberry. So I get a lot of like last night I had a fire because we had all that wind, and I broke up kind of had to pick up sticks from my backyard, and the fire smelled great because it was oak, walnut, and mulberry. Just like nothing, not like I wasn't throwing logs or anything on there. It was just sort of like limbs and branches and stuff, but it smells really good. And a lot of times I just save that wood and throw it in with my barbecue, and it works out really, really well. That chicken is really good. And so is the pineapple. The pineapple is just, that's like, the steak is great, but this pineapple has been really like kind of the star of what I've eaten so far. Pineapple with that marinade on it. It's been really, really good. So what's going on? Looking at that. There's I want you to host a Super Bowl party. Yeah. I don't even know who won the Super Bowl this year. I have no idea who won the Super Bowl. I do not remember. It's been a long time since I followed football. But there's nothing wrong with a Super Bowl party. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that one's looking really nice. We'll check that out before we go any further. Jump back over here. That little skewer is looking really nice, which is not too bad. You got a whole lot of flavor in that dipping sauce. Sounds interesting. Yeah, if you it's super easy, and you can use that marinade to do just about anything. There's a lot of live streams that I was doing a couple months ago where I kind of went on this little like Chinese takeout, kind of figuring out Chinese takeout and how to make it good. And a lot of that sauce is like basically that sauce. You just, it's a lot of, with like, Asian takeout, it's a lot of One part this, one part this, one part this. Teaspoon of this, teaspoon of that. It's all, they're all in equal parts. So it's really, Asian, to do like Hawaiian style or Polynesian and that kind of thing I think is really easy because it's so easy. Like the measurements are super easy. Save those 2 pieces for the beagle. And she's got her snack. She's got her grill. She's got her little snacks out in the back. But she had, what did she have for breakfast this morning? The Beegs had, what did she have? She had a hard-boiled egg. And, heat that up. I want to heat that piece up. I don't like cold. I'm not a big fan of cold steak. I don't think what else she had. I had the omelets. She had a hard-boiled egg. Oh, and then she had chicken. She had chicken, because I made chicken salad for the week this morning. And whatever, I used chicken thighs for the chicken salad, and she got the trimmings from that. That's what she had for breakfast. Cut that fat piece off there. And yeah, that came out pretty good. I mean, it's not like medium rare, but it's still not like shoe leather or anything. Maybe we'll pull this last one off, and then we'll see if the beagle wants to come out and have a snack. She's probably about due. We'll pull this last one off, turn my heat off. Here we go. Got a big pile of shish kebabs. It wasn't how I envisioned it all to look at the very end. It may not look just appetizing as it. It's not. It probably doesn't look as appetizing as it is, but it is really good. And we got to play with some cast iron on the stove and break out a griddle, which is always fun. I always love griddles. Can't go wrong with breaking out cast iron griddles to get things, to do stuff. First time I ever had grilled pineapple was in Hawaii. Someone actually grilled it for me while I was on the beach. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I got to keep security happy. Yeah, 100%. Oh, wow. I didn't realize how long we've been on. So, yeah, we'll bring out the beagle. Hey, Biggs. Biggs, you want a piece of chicken? Yeah, I didn't realize what time it was. I was just sitting there having fun, grilling stuff out. Here you go, Beagle. You want a piece of chicken? No, it's not out there. Plus, we got to get that shirt off of you. It's starting to get hot. You're gonna get steamy. There you go. Here, give me a spin. Can you get a spin? There you go. I think she was sleeping. She doesn't really feel like doing spins. She got big. Go back up. Back up a little bit. We'll give you one more piece of chicken and then you're out of here. Then we're out of here. Okay, come on. I'm trying to do it on the mat so you can spin. You want to spin? There you go. Close enough. I think she was sleeping. All right, but anyway, I'm gonna jump out of here. We got a bunch of stuff. We got a bunch of summer spring cleaning to do outside, so we're gonna jump off, and I will see everybody. Watch for pop-up this week. We're definitely gonna be throwing something together. I want to use Handsome Stones preserves this week, and so there'll definitely be a pop-up at some point, and then we will definitely. I got something cool planned for next Sunday, and we will see you guys then. All right, see you.